Happy Victory Monday, and welcome back to another Purple Rain Report. Welcome back to another installment of the Purple Rain Report brought to you by Manscaped. You know, if you go online want to order something from Manscaped, remember code PRP gets you 20% off your whole order and
Yeah.
free shipping. Once
Free
again,
shipping.
thank you for coming through. You know, Purple Rain Report on this Victory Monday. You can follow this guy on Instagram, let's get out of the way, at Sutton Def. You know, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at simplyas10.prod and on Twitter at simplyas10. And most importantly, you can follow both of us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast. The game on Thursday this week. Definitely think some polls will be out, maybe some previews. We'll talk about all of that. But first and foremost, how are you feeling on what should be Happy Victory Monday, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes, in theory, it should be a very
Yeah.
happy victory Monday, but this is a very I'm very reluctant to be happy on this victory Monday because it's just like that win yesterday, and like I was telling you before we went live, it felt more like we survived than we actually finished the game how we were supposed to. And that's what really irritated me. I mean, I put out a YouTube short like immediately after the game yesterday. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But I was pretty pissed off because, and we'll just kind of we'll dive right into it. Top two takeaways from this game. One of my biggest takeaways from this game is that the Ravens offense is absolutely, positively insufferable in two specific moments, in two specific areas. One, in the red zone, guys. Two, they're insufferable in the fourth quarter. They cannot do anything in the red zone, and the Ravens offense cannot do anything in the fourth quarter. So that was one of my biggest takeaways. And I feel like the real reason, the real issue with this Ravens offense right now is that there's not a whole lot of planned execution type plays. Every single passing play that we have, we have to fight nickel and dime for. Nothing is easy. It's always Lamar's just hanging in the pocket, hanging in the pocket, hanging in the pocket. Okay, play breaks down, rolls out, makes something happen. Things like that. That's what the offense looks like. That's what really irritated me about it. And that's probably like my biggest takeaway, or my biggest two takeaways, that they cannot perform in the red zone and they cannot perform in the fourth quarter. But what are your top two takeaways from the game, Alex?
Okay, I'm gonna piggyback from one of them just with the offense. It's like you said, nickel and diming. We are fighting for yards. Like even just passing, I feel like to throw for a first down. I'm surprised when we get it. I was surprised it was like third long and we throw it to Bateman. He catches it and gets the first. Like I genuinely was expecting, oh well, we're gonna punt it, and it shouldn't be that way. I feel like
Right.
with what we've drafted these guys, we've signed these players, and just like we should be expecting more than being surprised for with a first down. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys feel the same way as me, but it's just it's weird. And then one of the other takeaways, I'll go with the positive route. It's just the
Yeah.
defense. I am so proud of these linebackers, man, making game-winning plays. Patrick Queen
Our
tackle for
guy,
loss, sack, looking
PQ.
good in
Yeah.
coverage as well. I mean, they had him on Njoku, and he stopped him short of a first down. Just doing what he had to do. And it was just a beautiful thing. And kind of the defense and all. I know that it came down to the final possession again, uh, but held them in some sorts. But the offense, it really should have never been that close, I think. I thought the defense played well enough to win. It shouldn't have been a 3-point
Yeah.
game. We'll get more into that, but just my two takeaways there. Just the offense is just lethargic, to give
Right.
it a word, and then the defense is improving week by week, which is really, really good to see.
Right. I mean, and like you said, the offense is doing the defense absolutely, positively zero favors at all. I mean, when you cannot score any points in the fourth quarter, when
Yeah.
your offense just becomes completely anemic in the red zone. Alex, I don't know if you remember this specific drive. I think it was like in the middle of the first half. It was we were in the red zone, third down call. It was like a Lamar rolled out to the left, like moved the pocket, and the only person running a route was Mark Andrews.
Yep.
I'm like, so you're telling me that's the only option for our quarterback is our tight end, the one tight end that they want to key in on, especially in the red zone. That's our only
Mhm.
option. What kind of play call is that? I just don't understand what's going on with the play calling. You know what? I'll take it here, and this is what I meant to. This is what I forgot to tell you before we went live. I don't understand why every single year it seems to be that the Ravens offense, in the passing game specifically, and this is the past two seasons, it starts off so hot, like they blow their load. Like everything happens in the first 3, 4 games. The passing game looks really, really good, really, really nice. And then after that, it just slows down. It's like nobody's getting open. The route concepts aren't working anymore. Lamar's just kind of standing in the pocket, standing in the pocket, standing in the pocket. So we really don't know who to blame.
No.
It could be Roman, it could be Lamar, it could be the receivers not getting open. We really don't know. It's frustrating, but all those guys have to get on the same page. You agree?
Yeah. I do agree with you there. Like I said, it's just you never know what you're going to get with this passing game, and it's very unfortunate. So I'll get into one thing. I know I told you before. I had one criticism of Lamar. It was just taking the check down, taking what they give to you. I saw it a couple of times. I think Gus was wide open. He could have dumped it off to him, and
Yeah.
I know Lamar. He's in him he wants to play the hero ball, make something happen. I was there. It was like a first down. Stuff like that can be cleaned up so easily. Uh, and it just would help out maybe extending our drives. And who knows, maybe somebody does get open the next play. But we do have a problem with the whole passing game. It's not a secret with not just the Ravens, but with Greg Roman. I don't want to speak too much on him because we've had this conversation millions and millions and millions of times. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. I mean, do I expect it to get better? No, but do I hope it gets better? Yes.
Of course. Right, right. Now let's get into some of the, well, because we did win. Let's just get
Yes,
that
we
out of
did
the
win.
way. A win is a win for sure. We're back in the win column,
Yeah.
which is good. So let's talk about who we're giving the game ball to, right? Who do we
All
give
right.
the game ball to from yesterday's game? Alex, you can go first.
I'll start with offense. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
offense. I'm gonna agree with the Ravens. I'm gonna give it to Gus Edwards. Having that
Mm,
man back was different. I mean, even on the 4th and goal,
yeah.
I usually, like I said, I was actually I wanted to take the 3 points. I did. I'm like, oh, here we go, 4th and goal. But the fact that we have Gus Edwards back there, no disrespect to Mike Davis or Kenyon Drake, but having Gus Edwards back there, I don't think he had a run where he lost yards.
No,
I think he
no.
gained positive yards on every single run and even that touchdown. I mean, it's just so good seeing him back.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns on your first game back. I love that.
Yeah. And just to give you guys his stat line, Gus Edwards, that is 16 carries for 66 yards, averaging 4.1 a carry, 2 touchdowns. Longest run was 12 yards. Here's a fun fact,
Yeah.
guys. Fun fact, real quick. Gus Edwards, in his first game back after not playing for 2 years, got more carries than J.K. Dobbins has ever gotten in a football game for the Ravens, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here we are. I mean,
Yeah.
we fired up the Gus bus like we knew we would have to do since J.K. was going down with
All
that
aboard.
knee. Yeah, so all aboard, and I like what I saw from him. Like we always know, he's a north-south runner and mostly north. That's what we love about Gus
Yeah.
Edwards.
In never south. Never.
Yeah, exactly. So my game ball is going to go to, and I'm going to start with the defense. You probably have the same guy as me, but Patrick Queen. That's our
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, nobody was doing anything on defense for the most part. Like the Browns were really just kind of marching up and down the field. Nick Chubb was getting what he wanted. Jacoby Brissett was getting these easy ass completions that was pissing me off all game long.
Yeah.
But Patrick Queen, I think it was like the second or third Cleveland Browns drive, shut them down completely. 2 straight plays with tackles for losses. By the way, Patrick Queen leads this team in tackles for losses. And I know the stat TFL is not as sexy as a sack, but listen, it is very, very important. And this guy leads the team in tackles for losses right now. Those will kill drives when you put teams behind the chains and you
Yeah.
get them behind down and distance. So my MVP, my ball game ball is going to on
Yeah.
Patrick Queen. What about you?
Yeah, that was my defensive pick. I'm gonna actually give
Yeah.
another one real quick to special
Okay.
teams. And it was right before that drive that Patrick Queen had the 2 tackles for losses. Let me get a Jordan Stout game ball. All right, that
Mm,
69-yard punt, pin them, absolutely pin
mm.
them inside the 5, and they kind of had to run it. And Mike McDonald dialed up the perfect play, and I thought that was the game changer. That those 3 plays, the punt and the 2 tackles for losses, really gave the Ravens the momentum that they needed. Because in the beginning, it was all the Browns. They were doing
Yeah.
they're running down our throats, passing on us easily, making Jacoby Brissett look like an all pro, and that was annoying the hell out of me. I'm like, really,
Oh yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to Jordan Stout. What a game, Rook. What an absolute. Punters are people too. Hashtag for a
Yeah.
brand.
Absolutely. And just one more thing. We really could not do anything with Nick Chubb. Nothing with Nick Chubb at all,
No,
man. I mean, he averaged what is I'm looking at it right now. 5.7 yards a carry, 91 yards on the ground, a touchdown, of
easy.
course, and 16 carries himself. Nick Chubb, I mean, if it wasn't one of the defensive linemen who like just wrapped him up and just completely stopped him before he broke into the second level, oh my goodness, he was dragging
Yeah.
guys. Guys were trying to arm
Yeah.
tackle. It was
It
not
was
looking
bad.
good. Yeah, not looking good. Um, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap there. We know that the Ravens are on a short week this week. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming up on Thursday Night Football, Amazon Prime Video, which everybody loves, of course. Wink, wink. But nonetheless, we will be in Tampa Bay taking on Tom Brady and company. We're gonna have to turn things around and quick, man. Quick. I mean, this offense is definitely gonna have to start firing off on all cylinders because this passing game cannot continue to be anemic. Alex, your last thoughts on our upcoming game?
Going to be tough. I mean, they're a team that's pissed off and they want to win. They just got embarrassed 2 straight weeks in a row. I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but once
Yeah,
it's just a must win. 5-3 is a lot better than 4-4. All I gotta
yeah,
say.
yeah. The most important thing, man, is we got to start stacking these wins. We can't do win loss, win loss, win loss. We got to stack wins. So,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
or else we'll end up missing the playoffs. That's pretty much for certain.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and leave it there for this episode of the Purple Rain Report, just reviewing the Browns game. So if you like this video, make sure you like the video on YouTube. That would help us out a ton. We'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
If you are new and you enjoyed what you heard today, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well because there's a lot more Ravens content coming where this came from.
Join the
We
fam.
appreciate you guys. Make sure again you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down below. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Sutton Def. You can follow this guy over here on Twitter at SimplyAs10, Instagram at SimplyAs10.prod, YouTube Simply as 10. With that being said, I'm going to let my guy Alex take us out.
Thank you for coming through to another episode of the Purple Rain Report. And we will see you hopefully Thursday. But
Yeah.
Until then, stay positive, test negative.
And never, ever forget to call God. We're going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace.